American Granny here. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I do create my own content, as you well know. My ability to create content kind of started on TikTok. I found their filters a lot of fun to play with. The music was a hassle, but it was still fun. And I was trying to regain my voice because I had had a massive heart attack and I hadn't spoken in several weeks to really anybody other than a brief yes, no kind of thing. And my voice, my vocal cords were failing because of lack of use. And so um, I started TikTok where I could get breathing patterns going by dancing and acting silly with the music, using the characters and filters uh, just for entertainment purposes. And I don't make any money off my TikTok account. In fact, I haven't used it in like 2 years. I've been on YouTube. Uh, well, I figured out pretty quick from TikTok there really was no opportunity other than the same old kind of creations over and over again. I don't know about you, but I can get bored pretty easy. So I started my YouTube channel more seriously. Started playing with it. And I started out wanting to rescue my homestead and on YouTube. Well, actually, I think I did that one on Facebook. Rescue my homestead when my sister was still living here before my heart attack. And yeah, I know which one, right? um, at least all these heart attacks are now medically documented because in each event my life had to be saved. So yeah, YouTube became a place where I could watch other people like me just trying to get their head straight by talking it out here. Where on TikTok, it was going so dark, I had to get away from it. Hi, Nadia. Beautiful name. Love it. How are you today? Yeah. Well, all I wanted to do, and the only way I can get signal where I live without putting out a ton of data off of my phone service, is to do a live feed. And I read through all the comments that I get from people. And most of them I will give a like or give a heart. Hi, Sonia. Alice. Why did you want me to say Alice? Well, you answer, mine is probably on slow mode. Hi, Sonia. Uh, I started this channel more so I could leave something for my kids. Something that, wasn't goofy, wasn't silly, wasn't me pretending to be someone else. That's why I started my channel. And then as I got subscribers, they were suggesting I try to get enough subscribers to monetize my channel. And for a little bit, I did do that. But it was a lot of work. And I'm on my way out. I don't want to spend my last days editing videos or having to make sure copyright is not in a problem or any of that. So I stepped away from all that. And all that was coming up on my YouTube feed was political stuff. Hi. So I got away from trying to monetize. I don't want to monetize my channel. I do not want to ask people. I do not ask people for money. I'm poor as hell, but I keep surviving. And I'm not getting any help from anyone. My children are as broke as I am. So as adults who are all working, trying to maintain their own families, I don't put that burden on them. I've spent my whole life, I was raised, you don't take government money. You use that money at the end of your life. You use that money to make the last part of your life comfortable. That was Social Security back in the day. So I'm not here for that, and I've said it many times. But someone actually put a comment in that said I was only there for the money. On my birthday post, when I just got out of the hospital, they want to accuse me of just trying to beg for money. Let me tell you something. I've lived on the streets. I have begged for money. I begged for money to feed 2 children. So, yeah, I know how self-defeating asking money for it from people is. It's not one of these, oh, here's some compassion. It's fine, I will help you because I don't want to feel guilty about you later. That is not compassion, people. And as a homeless mother with 2 kids who didn't have family to turn to because I was a street kid, I think I did pretty damn good. You know what? I didn't beg long. Not because of my pride. Because I saw how much it was hurting my children. So I found ways to work and take my kids to work with me in most of my jobs. And then I was suddenly in a place to live. My kids had food on the table. And after my divorce, I met a really good man. And I've been with him ever since. And he has worked his entire life just like me. He has earned everything that he has. And no one has a right to come and say he can't have it. Sonia, thank you so much for watching my lives. It actually means a lot to me. I'm not real good at talking with other people anymore. Sonia, where are you from? Yes, I do. I smoke weed. I don't smoke cigarettes. I smoke weed. I don't drink alcohol. I smoke weed. I'm not allowed painkillers because of the medicines I'm on. So yes, I smoke weed. Where in the United States? Are you still there, Sonia? Where are you from here in the United States? Well, anyway, I got to get back to my point. My husband is going to be getting up soon, and I really want to spend the rest of my day with him. But if you go look at the descriptions in my channel, there are no links for you to donate money. There are no requests for money. I don't even ask for subscribers. I like having my subscribers. That is no doubt to know that there are people who are at least somewhat relating to what I'm going through. For me, YouTube isn't about making money at all. I got offered in one comment of my lives to get paid $12,000 to do a live feed, and I turned it down. In the video, I turned it down. Why? I'm not here for the money. Unless somebody is willing to make me a millionaire. Every money, every penny that I get will go to paying the wonderful doctors, nurses, and hospitals that have taken care of me at the end of my life. I'm not going to gain anything unless someone is willing to, poof, pay my medical bills. And I don't want you to do that. You have enough responsibility on your own, don't you? Even if it's just you. It's just me and my husband. Yet every month our electric bill is $200 and up, and we don't know why. There's no explanation from the electric company, because I don't use that much during the day. I don't run TVs all the time. I don't have radios going. I schedule laundry throughout the week, so my washer and dryer don't run at the same time. I've got to do something else with the electricity. So I'm frugal with my life. That's probably why there's still food on our table, even though it's just the two of us. What my husband eats is, of course, a full meal, but he is physically active. He works hard for his money, and he takes excellent care of me. Why? Because he loves me. We have, in this last year, I applied this last heart attack. They told me, you've got to apply for Medicaid. I said, we did with the first heart attack, but we got denied. She said, why'd you get denied? I said, my husband made $100 too much a month for both of us. So I'm not begging for people to give me money or fix my life. I just want to share what I've learned from it. Why is that so evil? Why is that bad? That you have to go make false accusations against someone you don't even know. What kind of person are you that you would do such a thing? It's uncalled for, unnecessary, and shows your true character. If you're an attacker kind of person, I gotta attack everything. Nothing is good. Nothing is good enough. You don't belong on my channel. I got a lot of anger and rage, but I ain't hating nobody unless they've done something hateful. to other people like, Kamala Harris, the has-been that never was. I'm opinionated, but I've spent my whole life working and not sharing any of the knowledge that I got from living in America beneath the poverty line. Especially, we were so thrilled when my husband hit in Texas 50,000 a year. We thought we had finally broke that poverty line, only for them to raise it. Wow. He was working 70 to 90 hours a week for that 50 grand. Why? Because he worked the labor industry. And in America, who works all the jobs in the labor industry? It's very few Americans. My husband just happened to be Mexican enough that he could actually find work, but he got paid the low wages. So, yeah, don't talk to me about all this other stuff and then accuse me of just wanting people to give me money. No one has ever just gave me money, ever. There was always a demand for something from me, for whatever I received, whether it was I worked labor or I worked office. I was expected to show up every day. I was expected to look a certain way. I was expected to treat the customers like they mattered. That's what I grew up with. If that's bad, I don't think it was. I don't think it was bad at all. Because I'm 61 now. I just quit working. I paid in to my Social Security. But because I was being paid slave wages, because I had to find my work against illegal aliens. So I opened cleaning businesses. I actually sold that one after operating it for 5 years in Lubbock. Then I turned around and did just strictly businesses. Came in, clean windows, do trash. That's it. And I made a living. And I worked my tail off. I got out of houses because going into a 2-story house that wants every floor hand mopped, meaning you get down on your hands and knees and scrub that floor. They want their laundry done. They want top floor to bottom floor, scrubbed and cleaned twice a week for $40, and me provide the cleaning stuff, except for certain brands that they preferred. I had to provide all the tools. So let me tell you something. Those are slave wages, and they're illegal in our country for a reason. That's what I've learned. Yeah, but it still happens. It just in Lubbock, Texas. Still going on. Oh, rich people want theirs perfect. Believe me, I know. I've scrubbed enough of their shower and shitholes, toilets, to tell you. And they're pigs. They don't care where they throw things. They don't care where they leave their dishes. It's my job, because I'm getting $40 a week, to pick it up and clean up after adult human beings. Well, we got school and we got to go to this and then and that party. And while you're living your life, I'm scrubbing your fucking shower and toilet for $40 a week, twice a week. I'm cleaning out your fridge, defrosting it, doing your laundry. Those are slave wages. And the average house worker in Lubbock, Texas, barely makes above that today. So I'm not okay with slave wages. I'm not okay with people accepting slave wages. I work very hard. I'm willing to put my 100% in. I expect to be paid for it. And any illegal alien who came in with a cartel that owes a cartel money should not stand up for it either. How are you going to pay the cartel back $40 a week when you might have a spouse or a child or children, if they're yours? So, no, I am all for American immigrants. I've also worked in their homes, and many of them are successful and have beautiful homes. And I was never treated poorly, and I was never underpaid. But when I couldn't find enough of those, I had to change my business structure before it killed me. You'd be surprised the chemicals that anybody is willing to unleash in their home while it's closed up for a complete scrub down. Now, I don't like Trump. I don't. And I was born in Chicago, so I was raised Democrat. I'm not a Democrat. But right now, all the dislike I had for Trump a few years ago has been trumped, as you could say, by what I see happening for Americans. It is never pretty to clean a filthy house, and it's a job where you have to start at the top. That's where Trump is messing up. You have to start with your Congress. You have to start with your Senate. Find out who they are linked to, what cartels, what organizations, and get them removed. And for treason is an automatic removal. They don't get to go get censored. Learn the Declaration of Independence is more important than the Constitution will ever be. As long as there is a Congress and a Senate, they will wish-wash about your freedom until they dissolve it. All parties will. Sorry, 61 years of proof. Living under Republicans' tyranny, and look, after they're done with the big war and they've made all their money and they've got people back under control, they have a problem with tyranny. That's the Republicans that I've known. Democrats think tyranny is the only path to freedom. For who? If you're terrorizing your own citizens, you are the tyranny, and that is changing nothing. And all it's doing is diminishing your country's value and worth to your citizens. That's the kind of stuff I want to talk about. That's the type of stuff living in America. And I have to tell you, I am 11 generations, documented generations, in the United States. But I'm still not considered a Native American in my own country. Why? Because we oppressed Indians when we came in. Well, I didn't. I personally would have never done it. I would have tried to find a way for us to share the plentiful resources without us having to kill each other. That's me. But that is not who my ancestors were. All they saw were resources they didn't have here. So, yeah, they came in with tyranny. But you want to know something? So did the Mayans, so did the Aztecs, so did the Guatemalans. Yeah, let's do a history lesson of the U.S. territories. History, I mean the real stuff. Not that the garbage you're getting isn't got some facts, hasn't got some facts. Excuse my poor English. I know everybody's about political correctness. Listen, before the Native Americans were here, there were other people here. All throughout the United States, from the north, the south, east, and west, was people. I know history does not teach that, but that's the truth of it. And as climates were going up and down during history, migrations, mass migrations for resources would flood into the United States, what's now the United States, from all over the world. So if you think it was whites were here first, blacks were here first, Indians were here first, which Indians? I've been an American long enough. I should be able to call myself with pride because I have fought against oppression on the native lands. I have fought oppression against American immigrants. And I've stood firm. I carried on the heritage of change that my family, who, who was owned as slaves, several of my aunts, different generations, one was hung for teaching Americans that were black to read. I've been pelted with rocks standing in lines of protest against this segregation of my homeland. There should be no Muslim community any more than there should be any Christian communities. They should be diverse of all. That way, those religions might just evolve out of the Dark Ages. That's my hope. You want to be Christian? Be Christian. Be a good Christian. And the laws of Christianity says thou shalt not harm. I know, my own words. But when you kill, you harm. Not just the person that died, but everyone around them. Everyone who is linked to them with love or caring. You harm them terribly. Take responsibility for what you do. I have to. Our life has this incredible way of allowing us to live it pretty much undeterred, no deaths, no, we just live through it till we get old, where I'm at, which is actually not that bad. I'm just not used to being lazy. I've never been. It's a whole new thing for me. So I don't know what is going to happen with me or my channel. I don't know if I'm going to survive the next round. But I do know, oh, sure, Juice Man, you know my husband. I'm sorry, I'm slow at reading this. You got to remember, I'm going blind. I need new glasses, and this is small print. Sorry I didn't answer earlier, but yes, my husband would like that. You know, he's a good man. He deserves a nice shout out every now and then. He hears it from me all the time. I'm his wife, though. It's kind of like when your mom tells you, you know, you're such a good kid. Well, guys, I gotta go. Voice is dry, scratchy. I came outside because I have better signal, and I have, it's warmer than in the house. Because we're in fall, you know. So, alright, guys, I love you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for the shout out to my husband. And, oh, there he is. And I will talk to you guys later. American Granny out.
Mama lock you outside so you can come with me.